Recep Tayyip Erdogan is a Turkish politician serving as the current president of Turkey. He previously served as Prime Minister of Turkey from 2003 to 2014 and as Mayor of Istanbul from 1994 to 1998. He founded the Justice and Development Party in 2001, leading it to election victories in 2002, 2007, and 2011 before being required to stand down upon his election as president in 2014. He later returned to the AKP leadership in 2017 following the constitutional referendum that year. Coming from an Islamist political background and self-describing as a conservative Democrat, he has promoted socially conservative and populist policies during his administration. In the 1994 election as the candidate of the Islamist Welfare Party, he was elected mayor of Istanbul. He was later stripped of his position, banned from political office, and imprisoned for 4 months for inciting religious hatred. Due to his recitation of a poem by Ziya Gökalp, Erdogan subsequently abandoned openly Islamist politics, establishing the moderate conservative AKP in 2001, which he went on to lead to a landslide victory in 2002. With Erdogan still technically prohibited from holding office, the AKP's co-founder, Abdullah Gül, instead became prime minister, and later annulled Erdogan's political ban. After winning a by-election in Siirt in 2003, Erdogan replaced Gül as prime minister, with Gül instead becoming the AKP's candidate for the presidency. Erdogan led the AKP to 2 more election victories in 2007 and 2011, before being elected president in 2014, and re-elected in 2018. The early years of Erdogan's tenure as prime minister saw advances in negotiations for Turkey's membership of the European Union, an economic recovery following a financial crash in 2001 and investments in infrastructure, including roads, airports, and a high-speed train network. He also won 2 successful constitutional referendums in 2007 and 2010. However, his government remained controversial for its close links with Fethullah Gulen and his Gulen movement. The ceasefire broke down in 2015, leading to a renewed escalation in conflict. Erdogan's foreign policy has been described as neo-Ottoman and has led to the Turkish involvement in the Syrian civil war, with its focus on preventing the Syrian Democratic Forces from gaining ground on the Syria-Turkey border during the Syrian civil war. In the more recent years of Erdogan's rule, Turkey has experienced democratic backsliding and corruption. Starting with the anti-government protests in 2013, his government imposed growing censorship on the press and social media, restricting access to sites such as YouTube, Twitter and Wikipedia. This stalled negotiations related to Turkey's EU membership. A $100 billion United States dollars corruption scandal in 2013 led to the arrests of Erdogan's close allies and incriminated Erdogan. Following a souring in relations with Gulen, Erdogan proceeded to purge his supporters from judicial, bureaucratic and military positions. A failed military coup d'état attempt in July 2016 resulted in further purges and a state of emergency. The government claimed that the coup leaders were linked to Gulen, but he has denied any role in it. As a long-standing proponent of changing Turkey's parliamentary system of government into an executive presidency, Erdogan formed an alliance with the far-right Nationalist Movement Party to establish an executive presidency in 2017, where the changes were accepted in a constitutional referendum. The new system of government formally came into place after the 2018 general election, where Erdogan and the new AKP-MHP People's Alliance was re-elected. He has since been tackling, but also accused of contributing to, the Turkish currency and debt crisis of 2018, which has caused a significant decline in his popularity and is widely believed to have contributed to the results of the 2019 local elections, in which the ruling party lost control of Ankara and Istanbul for the first time in 15 years. After the loss, the Turkish government ordered a re-election in Istanbul, in which the ruling party lost the elections again with an even greater margin. The 2 successive losses were considered to be significant defeats for Erdogan, who had once said that if his party lost Istanbul, we would lose Turkey. In July 2020, Erdogan ordered the reclassification of Hagia Sophia as a mosque. The redesignation has been controversial, invoking condemnation from the Turkish opposition, UNESCO, the World Council of Churches, and many international leaders. Erdogan was born in the Kasimpasa, a poor neighborhood of Istanbul, to which his family had moved from Rize province in the 1930s. Erdogan tribe is originally from Atjara, part of Republic of Georgia. His parents were Ahmet Erdogan and Tenzile Erdogan. Erdogan spent his early childhood in Rize, where his father was a captain in the Turkish Coast Guard. His summer holidays were mostly spent in Güneşli, Rize, where his family originates. Through